Today we're going to be running a weird test, a Chimps test, a Hero Chimps test, where we test out every single hero on Chimps mode and see how far they can get. There's a couple of quick rules that we're going to go over here. First of all, we are only building the hero, no alchemists, no overclocking, no villages, no nothing. And if they don't have camo detection, they don't have camo detection. They just lose. Base heroes are what we're going for. In addition, we're just going to let them go, and I will be using my abilities, so if I have the ability to micro, I will do that. In addition, as far as placement goes, I'm going to be putting down what I think is the best placement, but let's be honest, optimal placement based on 1 pixel to the left or 1 pixel to the right, or maybe a smidge better by being over in a different area, is a little subjective, so I'm going to do my best here. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Definitely one of the tougher rounds in the game. Round 15, we're definitely going to use Quincy's ability. Will it be enough here for round 15? Green Bloon's getting to the back, red Bloon getting over there, and it's not quite enough. But it doesn't end there. We can give ourselves a couple different tries here, just see if we can push ourselves a little bit further by changing Quincy from just first to strong, and see if that is going to magically make the difference, and it does. Unfortunately, round 16 is a little bit too hard for us, and we got pretty far though. Quincy, not too shabby. Next up, we've got Ezili, who is another hero that you can start off the game with. Unfortunately, her best targeting slash positioning is very, very tricky because her range is actually pretty small. She's tech's kind of slow, and she doesn't really do a lot of grouped damage yet, so we're kind of stuck with just like trying our best to aim at what we can. And unfortunately, round 6 is probably going to be too much for us. And Ezili, only round 6. If you're liking the content, first of all, predict what hero you think is going to get the farthest and the best, and or second best. And make sure you use my creator support code. It's SJB. Thank you guys so much. Next up, we're going to try Sauda, who I strongly believe might be one of our top contenders in this entire run. She's got camo detection. She technically has lead popping power with her leaping sword ability. She's got a really fast attack speed here. The major issue is, will she have enough balloon popping power for us to get us all the way through to round 20 or 30 or even 40 without ending up losing one single life at all. Unfortunately, it looks like round 15 is going to be another tough round for Sauda here. It's going to be one that's probably going to be a hero killer. We're going to have to time our ability to try to use it right on the cross path here, and it looks like with that, round 15 looks easy. For a $650 hero, she is not bad at all, even allowing us to take down round 28 at this point. Round 30 is a little bit trickier. You can't just jump on it. You need to time your jumping so we get it kind of on a cross path here, and that'll get us through even round 30. Round 37 has more leads that we're going to have to deal with here, so we're going to wait for that cross path again, and we do manage to beat round 37. Now we got to take down round 38, which is another very difficult lead round. Can we manage it? Let's try to time these leads. We're going to put her on strong. Strong real quick. Back to first. And we get through all the leads. That's amazing. Looks like we probably will take this down, but we got to deal with 2 ceramics now. Will Sauda be strong enough? All right, the first ceramic is done. Second ceramic is... No! Wait. Ability? At the last second? 38? Yes, we do! We keep on pumping. 39 goes down as well, but here's the Moab. Need to do 200 damage to this Moab, and then pop all the ceramics on the inside. Unfortunately, that's just not going to be possible. And Sauda, even though very, very close, will die at around 40. Next up is our friendly neighborhood, Obyn. I may try 2 different positionings depending on what happens here. I'm really hoping that he'll get a couple levels of range and be able to hit the balloons up here, even though we can't right now. But we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be possible. Obyn cost only $700 to buy, but he is our first hero that we cannot officially buy on Chimps mode. So we did give ourselves that extra $50 to get started in here, and every single other hero from now on will get their base money right at the very start of this game. In addition, we now have Brambles, which we'll have to micro. I cannot just use it right when I need it. I'm going to have to try to think ahead, if at all possible, and use those brambles early, specifically on rounds that are going to have a lot of balloons coming out that we're going to need to use those brambles on because his Pierce is admittedly kind of low, even though his damage is 2. Round 15, I'm going to show it for pretty much every hero if I can, because it's just a tough round. We got brambles in the very back, which is awesome. If it lasts long enough, it might be enough to get us through round 15. It looks like it does. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we had to use a brambles on round 18 to survive the green balloons, and now we don't have the brambles for round 19, and Obyn will be defeated by a somewhat unfortunate round 19. Next up is Gwen. She costs $785, so she is kind of cheap as far as heroes go, and she's got a lot of overall damage. She's got good Pierce, Goes through a lot of layers. She's got a lot of range, but technically not really. She could shoot the fire really far, but you kind of have to aim it down a straight line. So there's a couple places to put her on this map. You could put her right here, just aim her on last, and let her still shoot the balloons as they go through. But honestly, I still think better off just putting her in the corner here and giving her more opportunities for those cocktails, which are going to be very important later on. We're going to try to time those as efficiently as we possibly can, but of course, no guarantees on that. Gwen just got heated up, which shoots a big fiery ring around her every few seconds. We also do have the cocktail here, which I'm pretty much guaranteeing we're going to have to use on round 15. The cool thing about the cocktail is that you are able to put it exactly where you want it, so you kind of like plan things out a little bit. And she's still going pretty strong here, no major issues at all. We're able to time a beautiful early game round 18 cocktail, which will give us a cocktail back for round 19 here. But this is where things are going to start to get tricky. We've got fast balloons, which is kind of Gwendolin's weakness. Bigger, badder balloons, we just can't handle them. Round 20 is going to be Gwendolin's end. Striker's a big boy. Costs $810 to get going up in here. Does explosive damage, grouped damage, so any awesome grouped balloons we're going to take down easily. But of course, those faster balloons are going to be tricky for us. And there are a pretty decent amount of fast balloon levels in the early game here, so I'm not sure how far we're going to go. And it looks like round 7 could be our demise so early. Oh, it's awful, but it's just where it is. He's not good against early game balloons. Pat is one of the shortest range heroes in the game, but he does have that damage as well. We gotta hope that that damage and reasonable attack speed is gonna be enough to get it through some of these early rounds. Otherwise, he's just gonna be dead in the water. And I don't know, man. This looks rough already. Round 6. Can we die? Oh, let me give him one more shot with some targeting. Otherwise, he's just dead. Yeah, surprisingly, round 6 is too much for Pat. The balloons are just too spaced. And round 6... it's a very unfortunate round to lose for him. Etienne costs $920 on Chimps, so he's starting to get pricey here. The main thing about Etienne is that he gives you that camera detection, right? Not only for himself, but for every tower on the screen, which is pretty cool. In addition, having this drone that can attack pretty quickly in a fairly large radius, even over walls, is also a really cool thing. So, I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful, actually, that he'll get decently far. Uh-oh. This may have... I may have been premature with my thought of getting very far, because round 9 has already killed us. The unfortunate thing here is that we definitely are at the mercy of the drone. There's not really much we could do. We can't target. We can't, do anything else. So if the popping power just isn't enough, it just isn't enough. And it's really, really close, but round 9 is going to be our demise. Next up, we've got Sai at a whopping $1,080. The unfortunate thing about Sai is that they attack kind of slow, but they have the infinite range. So we're hoping that that infinite range is going to end up being our lifesaver here. But unfortunately, even a $1,000 hero cannot pop round 6 when they're put by themselves. How sad. I think we can all agree, one of the most baberific towers in Bloons Tower Defense 6, Adora, is officially here. She's devoted to me, to Bloons Tower Defense 6, and she's devoted to killing chimps. And we're going to see if her furious vengeance can take down these balloons deep into this game. Round 15, another tricky round here. I switched Adora to strong. Kind of just makes sense when you got a bunch of pink balloons and stuff wrapping around here. We're going to switch her back to first here. Hopefully take these balloons down. Whoop! Oh, barely at the last second. And Adora, I don't want to say going strong, but she's going. Is she going? She's already to be bested by round 16? No way! Come on. Adora, thought you could do better than that. It's alright. Can't snip that hard. For the most part, I was going up the chain in expensiveness as time went on, but I have switched away from that for the time being. This is the most expensive hero in the game. And the reason why I skipped some of the other heroes in this game is because I think they're going to be special cases or unique cases that we're going to have to kind of talk about what is fair for those heroes. So for now, just go with the flow. Let's try Captain Churchill, the most expensive hero in the game, at sometimes 3, even 4 times as expensive as some of the other heroes in the game, and see if he can go deeper and further than the rest of them. So our first trouble round is round 19. The unfortunate thing is if I try to go any further than this, I'm going to need to use my ability. And at this point, I don't know if that is going to be possible at all. So I think we're going to have to use our ability and then might end up just losing around 20 because of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to use this ability early. See if that's going to get us through round 19. It's still going to be close. Dang. All right, Churchill, surprisingly, round 19, another kill round, I guess. I've tried it a couple different times, and it doesn't seem like Churchill wants to beat round 19. Maybe it's my positioning a little bit. But I feel like I tried. I feel like I did a pretty good job. Just a few Bloons sneaking through. Next up, we've got Ben, who I'm expecting a lot from, actually. I think that we might be able to make it to... Oh. You know what? I guess his chopping ability is a little lackluster here. And we do make it as far as Pat and Sai, though, so I guess that's good news. Geraldo is a unique hero in the fact that he has a shop which you can buy things from. So, what is fair to use as far as Geraldo's shop is concerned? And what I've decided as what I think is fair is I'm going to start with exactly the starting money, $755. If we survive, I will use one of everything, and that is it. Nothing more, and maybe less. So, the question is, will we survive round 6? And will that even become a thing? Oh my god. Guess what? The exact dollar amount we needed. One of everything. Let's see how far we can go. So I decided to put a shooty turret right about here, and I left it on last. And the reason why I did that is straight lines are the way you want to use shooty turrets. And this is just a really nice long straight line, and it's in the front of the map, so it gives us more time to just pop through the strongest layer, giving us more time to pop with Geraldo. I'm going to use one of my glues here on round 15, because that is where we're at this game. And I have 2 road spikes left, which are going to tank this blue balloon here to get us through round 15, baby. Okay, we're going to use our 1 totem. And we're going to use our 1 strength potion on round 19, because I was struggling. And even with that, it's going to be too much. Round 19, again, takes down another hero. All right, so unless I'm an idiot, powers don't work at all in that regular game mode, and we need to be able to get water down for Brickell. So what I've decided to do is build a pool. I've decided to use a cash drop, grab that cash drop, and then place down Brickell. And we're also playing on... Ooh, I guess that's a good point. We didn't need to do the cash drop, I don't think. We're going to wait until round 6. And then we'll buy Brickell. Alright, we officially got Brickell up and running here on round 6. Let's see if this is going to make a difference. I would often say that Brickell is one of my most underused heroes in the game. I'm not sure why. I think it's because it almost forces me to think that I need water towers in my game. And when there's only boats and subs, it just doesn't feel right to me to be forced into that position. But either which way, Brickell's not bad. I mean, I've got her on strong right now, so she's sniping the strongest Bloons, and the explosions hit the weakest Bloons. In addition to that, she does have this ability which increases not only her own attack speed, but also the attack speed of all other water-based monkeys in a close range. So, Brickell, doing pretty well right now. But I think this is going to be the last of it. Round 16 is going to take us down just because there's too many group Bloons for us to handle. Good game, Brickell. Good game. The last hero of this entire run, we've got Corvus. Corvus costs $1,000, and to be straight with you guys, I am expecting a lot out of Corvus. Being one of the only towers that can one-tower Chimps, I mean, we can go back in time and say Sauda used to be able to one-tower Chimps. I think, who else used to one-tower? Geraldo used to be able to one-tower Chimps. I think there might have been one other hero that used to be able to one-tower Chimps, but at this point, this is what we've got. The question is, how far can Corvus get without any extra money spent? But we can, of course, use our mana. I just want to mention really quickly that I did decide to restart and put Corvus near the front of the map, so I can, you know, he does get teleport eventually, but for now, just having him close to the Bloons allows me to use this a little more efficiently, and then I can use that to nourish and cast that on myself, so I can get some extra experience. It's not a crazy amount of experience, but it is something, especially in the early part of the game here. It does matter. So, yeah, as far as popping power goes, though, it's kind of absurd. We are having 0 issues all the way through round 18 right now, and clearly significantly better than every other hero in the game by a pretty long shot. I mean, the infinite range, the attack speed, the damage, the output, everything is right here for the taking. And Corvus is kind of insane. Corvus doesn't technically have camo detection. Even if you use this ability, he cannot hit those camo Bloons right now. But we can use 2 options to kill camo Bloons. We can either use Vision, or we can use Soul Barrier. And we can Soul Barrier through this thing with a cheaper amount of mana, if you're trying to be like really efficient about it or something like that, or we can spend 170 to get the camo detection fully for him. Either way, though, doesn't really matter too much. But we don't have good purple popping power, unless we use Trample. And Trample can kill the purple Bloons for us, allowing us to go even further here. And that is also kind of absurd. Corvus's lead popping power is also a little bit weak. He can use the sole ability here to do that. Then he can also use Ember to pop the lead balloons. But you got to be careful. The cooldown here can be great. And now we've got to deal with lead balloons again. And I don't remember if Spear can pop lead balloons. It can! Alright, so we take him down without any issues. Who would have thunk? It's just too easy. For the Moab, we're going to use the Ancestral Might here just to smack it to death real quick like with 440 mana. Doesn't cost any money whatsoever. And we still power on, officially making Corvus the best Chimps hero in the game. Like, pretty quickly and easily and fast, and of course it did require some micro, so the skill ceiling on this hero is pretty high, but it still feels absurd that you can just go like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose. No, wait, I'm not. I'm not. 40, it's a pretty tricky one because you can't just shield through all the lives here, so I have to either shield through the lives or I have to use the vision combo with the trample to also pop the purple balloons, which admittedly somewhat tricky, but still possible. Possible. It's kind of crazy. So I'm not sure if this is me screwing this up or if I'm not sure if this is the incorrect thing to do, but I don't have the ability to hit camo balloons for long enough to pop around 53. I can do some weird stuff with vision to try to last for a little bit longer. I honestly like vision trample combo whenever possible if I can make that happen. But unfortunately, 53 seems to be a little too much for me, so even though I could probably fight through this at some point, we've already bested everybody else by a full 13 rounds, and it's just a fight. It's just a glog of back and forth, and I think we can just all agree that his OPness is huge right now, and I think Ninja Kiwi needs to make it smaller. I don't care if he's got, like, a regular amount of OPness, but it needs to be smaller than what it is right now, because right now it's freaking huge, and it's just slapping me in the face. And I think every single BTD6 player out there is like, should this really be happening? Should we really be getting slapped in the face with such a hero that has such a large OPness that it's kind of ridiculous? I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide. But if you guys enjoyed my video, make sure you press that like button, make sure you subscribe, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.